Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Court of Swords, going into the second half here of episode 113.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, Adam?
You did it. All right. So, I mean, that's my question for you, my friends. So while Broken Promises is out at the creepy animal abuse casino, what are you doing? Are you gonna stay put at the tannery slash safe house, or do you have other plans? So I think we fade back in from the break on the three of you. Amira's outside doing something. What are you doing? What's going on for you guys?
Do either of you two have any immediate things that come to mind?
We're just fading back to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eating. Or probably
Yeah,
eating.
well, this is the question. Like, we don't have to just make something up for you to do. If there isn't anything, if you're just like, we're gonna be good boys and not go anywhere or do anything.
I mean, there's nothing for
then
Bird to
that's
do now.
okay.
He's literally waiting for armor. Like, he doesn't want to go out and get into a bunch of shit if he doesn't have his armor and all that.
I would definitely go up outside as long as we're staying within like the tannery grounds. Just because I don't like the idea of being underground and being cooped up, and yeah, that just goes against the life that
So
I've lived.
Maharib's gonna go outside. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's a tannery, so there's like big vats of chemicals. There is some kind of like juice battery dripping stuff into these chemicals to make the changes to the hide permanent, and there are a bunch of probably not very healthy people working in this tannery, getting messed up by the access to the juice. So you come out and you see Amira, and she's dragging a cart full, like piled high with skins across the yard. So she's just like and like pulling it along and just like chipping in because that's what she's doing.
Okay.
And she's having a hard time of it. She thinks she's stronger than she is.
Yeah. I'd go over and help her finish the task at hand. If I know how to finish the task at hand.
You start walking over. She seems to be trying to get it to go from one place to another. And as you walk over, she looks up and she squints at you with one eye and she's like, "No, I got it. Fuck off."
Not. Oh, sure.
She clearly does not got it.
Yeah, I just you've clearly understood exactly the process.
Yeah. She's like, "I just need to get this big pile of garbage from over there to over there." And she like looks and she can't point because she's pulling this thing. She's like, it's just like, it's another few steps. I got this. And she's like pulls it and it very slowly moves forward, rolling on the wheels.
Is there a reason you're doing someone else's job?
Well, she stops. She's like, "Well, what else am I gonna do? I could sit in there and listen to you and your friends talk about whatever in a language I can't understand, or I can come out here and I can help somebody with something. I don't like feeling useless. There's a thing I learned about myself today."
Well, it's a good thing to want, I suppose. We'll figure out the language barrier. We'll work on that.
And she nods and she's like, I know. It's easier when you're surrounded by people who don't want to kill you or capture you or why are we hiding out? What's everybody's problem?
We can't leave where people know what. I mean, I stand out, ultimately. So does Berg.
She laughs and she's like, "Yeah, okay, sure, but why? Why does everybody want you?"
We're not from this place, big realm, whatever. I don't know how to describe it just yet. We're not from here at all. We do not belong here. People want to see what we have to offer, in a matter of speaking.
Right. So that's what you and your friends have been talking about? Getting out of here, going home?
Yes. This Broken Promises has tasked himself, or herself, I apologize, with helping us as well. He wants to leave.
Well,
She wants
that's
to leave.
fucking auspicious. That's auspicious, isn't it? Broken promises is gonna help us out.
Well, I have a dear friend named Bugfucker. Names mean nothing.
And she laughs and she's like, "What? Are you sure? Because it sounds to me like that's a very meaningful name.
Well,
You don't just get a name like that because, you don't." Right. Well, so if the plan is to leave, then what about me? I mean, I'm from here, even if I can't remember it.
that is up to you. I would assume that you would come with us, but if that's not something that you want, then you're welcome to stay here.
I don't know. I mean, what if I have people here, a family or friends that maybe they think I'm gone or I'm dead. Should I find them or? But maybe that doesn't matter.
I don't know. It's a decision you'll have to make. I do know this diviner is, or was, is your friend. He might be able to tell us more about, your family, or if there was one, or how that was all handled.
But does any of that matter if I can't remember them?
I don't know.
I mean, just because somebody remembers being your friend and doing things with you and caring about you doesn't mean any of that's true. I don't know this person. I don't know anybody anymore. Just you and your asshole friends.
I think at the end of the day, a person is a sum of experiences. If you don't have any experiences, then perhaps.
Yeah, so far my only experience is getting my ass kicked, but hey, we have that in common, so.
Suppose it's up to you.
Well, tell me about it. Your home world or whatever.
Tell me of your home world, Usul.
Rain's there.
Well, where to begin? It's where I'm originally from. Does it look anything at all like the plains that I've experienced or the forests that I've experienced in this world?
You haven't seen like a good proper mountain around here at all, no.
Yeah, okay. I hesitated. There's large structures. We call them mountains. I'm sure you know what a mountain is. I don't know why I'm explaining this as if you're two. Mountains are everywhere. That's where my people are from. We lived off the mountain. I was sent on a task. I've not been home in several years. But
She says quietly an old name for Goliaths that probably translates into something as like those born of the root of the mountain or something. She just mutters it to herself. Like maybe she didn't even know she's doing it.
and I catch on, like I know exactly what she's saying.
You hear it. It's like a ceremonial name for your people.
Yes, that right. I guess this whatever happened when I brought you back, I passed some of that on. So you know some of the culture of my culture, of our culture.
I don't know it like I know your name or how to move my arm. I know it like a dream, half remembered. I guess the way I know how to speak to you, I know this language. There's something about it in my mind.
Yeah, I respond in Infernal. It's the same way I know this language. No, I did not know this language up until I was brought back. Thanks to you.
Yeah, kind of gives like a sideways grin. So, it's a good place.
Yes, I have fond memories of growing up there. Our customs are a little different than everyone else in the world, but it's what makes it the world.
So, You want to go back because... Why?
I'm not from here. It's as simple as that. I don't know this place. You don't know this place as well, but you are from here. Again, a decision you'll have to make on your own.
Sounds complicated. I don't like it.
You don't have to.
I don't
want to
have to decide.
now.
I don't want to decide at all. I'll stick with you because, well, because I have to. But I'll decide when I have to decide, and not sooner. I've got enough rattling around in my head. I don't need that kind of pressure.
Seems fair to me. Can I ask you a question about something that seemed to upset you earlier?
Make a persuasion check.
Great, -2. Here we go. 12.
Oh, hey, not bad. Okay, all right.
God damn you! Why can't like that's such bullshit?
Well, it'd be a 14. but yeah.
So she gives you a suspicious look, like, all right, what?
I asked the question like very courteously, and then when she says like sure, I say like very bluntly, what is this sword you keep bringing up? Ramus brought it up as well. What? I don't understand.
That confused feeling you have, that like you're drowning, trying to grasp at something, keep your head above the water. That's how I feel all the time. You had this sword. You cared about it a lot. And then when we woke up in that place, it looked like you were just going to leave it behind. Something about that didn't feel right. Maybe you don't care about it anymore, or you've forgotten or something, but I don't want to see you get away from this place and then realize that you left it behind. So I'm carrying it for you. For now. In case you want it again.
You're talking about the sword downstairs that has zero craftsmanship to it. It's not well made. I would not keep that around.
She nods. She's like, what? That's what I thought when I saw it. I couldn't imagine why you would carry such a terrible piece of garbage around with you. But listen, we all have stuff. We have quirks, things that are wrong with us. I wasn't going to judge you. So just let me carry it for a while. And if it turns out you never care about the thing again, fine, we'll throw it in a river. But just in case.
All right. Huh. Maybe Ramus or Berg would know. They seem to hold it in high regard. I don't know. I appreciate you telling me that.
She kind of shrugs like, yeah, sure.
I take a couple steps forward. Now, would you let me help you with that? I go to grasp whatever it is she's trying to pull.
So it's sitting out in the it's sitting out in the middle of the field, and she's like, she looks at you and she shakes her head and she's like, no, let's just leave it here.
No, we must help these people.
No, come on, it's funny. It's really heavy. This asshole's gonna have to carry it by himself. And you look over, and there's a guy just like holding, he's holding like a beer, and he's got like a half a sandwich in his hand, and he just looks up at you like, hey. And she's like, make him move it. It's his job anyway.
I'm going to help this person. I cannot leave this here.
Fine, you do that. I'm gonna go inside and screw with Berg some more.
Be kind to him. He might not be this. He's stupid.
So she's already walking off, and she just waves to you like, sure, I can't hear you. Sorry, can't understand. Forgot how to speak giant.
Yeah. Okay.
She just walks off.
Yeah.
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 So you wanna like help this guy? You finish the job that she started.
Yep.
Okay. So while you were having that conversation, Ramus and Berg, you're just like hanging out in the basement. Ramus, do you have anything that you want to talk to Berg about, or should we jump ahead?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I would be talking to
Okay.
him about.
Yeah, sure. So you're just like hanging out and chatting, but whatever. Okay. So broken promises. You are in this tea house casino. You're in the Unlucky Cat, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Still Hands keeps you waiting very long. He's a busy guy, but I think he knew you were coming. So, yeah, the door slides open. The little like wooden frame with paper in it, it slides open, and you see the proprietor of this establishment. So still hands holding a sharp knife. Is there anything that you have in mind for him? Like I have some stuff, but do you have anything in particular that you think is true about him, like what race he is or anything, or do you want me to just go for it?
I imagine him being a smaller, like of smaller stature, not super short, but definitely like
Mhm.
you would underestimate him in a fight, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how he got his name. Is
Mhm.
like I honestly when I named him, I honestly imagined like he was in a fight with a large adversary or whatever, and
Mhm.
he stabbed him like many times, but you could see like his hands were not shaking. He was lacking emotion,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
like everybody
That's-
saw it, and that's how he got his name.
Yeah, I think that's one of the many stories that he passed around. Probably the first one that you heard, but you've heard others as well. Okay. Yeah. This guy is a member of the Voidborn, the Void Genasi. So he has like black on black eyes, kind of ash gray skin. He has short black hair, and he's dressed like a man of means. He has like a coat over top of a tunic. The coat has the green iron like buttons. He doesn't appear armed, but you know he has at least one, maybe more than one knife on him. And I think he's probably pretty handsome. And like totally unscarred, like no evidence this guy's ever been in a fight before. And he opens the door and he's holding a bottle of wine and two glasses. And he opens this thing and he's standing in the door.
And as soon as he opens the door, darling, so good to see you again.
He grins. Oh, darling me, you're here because you want something. And he steps
Well, of
in
course.
and uses his foot to like slide the thing shut behind him.
Of course. Isn't that how we work? You contact me when you want something, and vice versa. Doesn't mean we can't be friendly.
Of course. If we weren't friends, you wouldn't be here. And he puts the glasses down and he opens the wine and pours two glasses of it.
Well said.
And he says, well, we're both very busy. And as much as I love our little back and forth, what can I do for you?
You're always straight to the point. That's why I like you.
He laughs at your knife pun.
Exactly. Glad you caught that.
Mhm.
Do you still dabble in the business of smuggling, moving things from place to place in and out of the city, specifically out of the city?
Out? Wow. That's rare. But it's the same process, more or less. It depends on the cargo. I've got a good thing going here. Made some friends in the regime. It's working out nicely, but well, the tide turns quickly around here, so good to keep my options open.
Mhm.
Does this work
I
for
know
you
that as
or
well
for
as anyone.
your Does this work for you or for your master?
Does it matter?
It does to me.
Payment's the same.
I like to know who I'm doing business with.
Me. You're doing business with me, as always.
It gives you a little smile like, fine, fucker. That way. And he says, so you have something you need to get into the Outlands?
Some things And those some things are breathing.
Do these things belong to someone?
No, they belong to themselves.
I'd heard, that you'd made some new friends. I was jealous. You hadn't introduced me to them.
You wouldn't like them. They're not like us.
Oh, I like strange people. All kinds of strange people. So,
That's
these,
beside the point.
these odd friends of yours, you need to get them out of the city?
Yes,
Why can't you just use the gate?
they don't have papers.
It's not an impossible fix. So, forgeries then?
No,
False papers.
no. They need to be smuggled out without anyone noticing. No papers.
How many?
And she rolls her eyes like, oh God, it was gonna be this many. Now it might be this many. So she has to think like, oh God, okay. So there's 4 there, 5, 6. So she goes, 5, and then another one that is not breathing.
Shouldn't it have been disposed of by now? Or are they
It's
breathing now and you
complicated.
just don't intend them to stay that way?
It's complicated. I'd rather not go into details. It's tiring. I've already been down this trail and I don't care to travel it again. Just know that it's 5 and a body.
That's a lot to move,
I realize that.
especially these days. Things are heated around here. Do you have a destination in mind, or can I just dump them in a ditch outside?
Anywhere away from prying eyes would be fine. Anywhere that you can travel, dump them, but away from the eyes of the comedy, at the very least.
Is that who's looking for them?
Again, not your concern. I don't
Of
want
course, it's my
anyone.
concern.
I don't want anyone to see them, comedy included.
Well, if you didn't want anyone to know about your little secret, you've made your first mistake coming here.
But I trust
I'm
you
good at-
so
I'm good at
much. And
keeping
he reaches out a hand and like
Yeah.
touches this face, like, but I trust you because I know that you love money.
He sighs. He's like, I really, really do. So very much. That's why it's
Yes,
going to
money
cost
never
you.
betrays you. Money never talks back. I understand that.
Mm. When? How soon?
Within the next cycle or 2.
That's very soon.
Would you prefer it? I said as soon as you could possibly do it.
I don't know that would have changed how expensive it's going to be, if we're being honest.
I
with each
realize
other.
that. But, and, pardon me 1 second, Adam.
Yeah. Just evaporates. Turns into shadows.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of a
I-
conversation. How dare you?
I forgot the air conditioner was on and it was fuzzing out.
Bugging you. That's fine.
Okay. And this is something I'm about to say something that you may have never heard come out of my lips or perhaps anyone's. But name your price. I want all of these things as I have said, exactly as I have said, though. I realize that it's going to be a difficult task, but you're a man of means.
I am that. And We do have a history. I'd like to help you. But you're being so recalcitrant. Why? If you've gotten caught, it's a time to make a break for it. Am I never going to see you again? It would break my heart.
Needs must when the devil drives. That's not something that anyone would say in this land.
No, it would be. Because remember,
okay.
the devil, what's funny is that the devil, as part of like heaven's like artillery, actually in this place is bad. Right? Like it's
Oh,
it's
sure,
all
yeah.
inverted,
Oh, yeah.
inverted and weird, but it's like, yeah. So let's have you make a persuasion check. I want to see how pliable he's gonna be, like how much he wants to help you.
Okay.
I really hope
He's not gonna
I
say
roll
no.
fire.
Like he'll do he'll say yes, but I want to see how yes. he is about
Please,
this.
let me
And
beat
this is
Zeke.
like +9.
Please. Okay, never mind.
Hey,
Nice.
there we
fuck
go.
is
Okay.
27.
So he says he says if this is it, if you're attempting to cut and run to get out of business here an opportunity, I'll take your money, but it's not your money I want. Not most of
I know
all.
what you want. I know what you want. You want
He
holdings.
nods.
You want properties. You want secrets.
I want the network.
And
Besides,
she
you know,
laughed.
yeah, he says, besides, if you know, if you don't give it to me, it's just going to fall into Leash's hands. And so the person he's referring to here is another servant of the Basilica, whose name is Leash Snaptight. And this guy is like probably your main competitor for accolades. He is a ladder climber. He's been chasing you your whole career working for the Basilica. And he's right. Like, if you disappear, it will make this guy more powerful. And he has always hated you.
Yeah. Now this might be a weird question.
Yeah.
I have like saliva and spit is totally fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So once
Does that exist?
he says, no, I'm just saying like because there's no like the secretions thing is weird. I just didn't want to do something that
Yes.
wasn't allowed.
Yeah, you need saliva to be able to eat. So that's a thing. that
Okay.
you have.
So once she says Leash's name, you just see her just go like not a hakalugu, but just goes
Straight on the floor.
bootlick. You have me there. You know, you knew by mentioning his name you'd get a reaction out of me. You sly. Ugh.
He puts his
Yes,
hands
I
up
would
and
rather it be in your hands.
Power abhors a vacuum. So if you turn over your work to me, I'll make sure Leash doesn't get a hold of it. So what do you say? You and your friends or your friends' bodies or whatever, I find a way to get them out of opportunity. Sight unseen, comedy, the prince, even the Basilica. None of them will notice. Get you somewhere out in the outlands. You leave me with everything you've built.
I should like supplies to go with this. Something for
He nods.
things for a journey.
Of course. Yeah. So he shakes your hand.
You have a deal.
And yeah, and I think after the deal is made, he stands up and he says, I have some important men I need to entertain, but feel free to stick around. I know the troops' morale has always improved watching you come and go.
Oh, one other thing before we part. I might be in need of the services of a diviner. We have one that we might use, but it's iffy. Do you know of
And
any?
he puts his hands up and he says, I'm trying to get out of the hunting business. You'd be better off checking with the guild. It's never been profitable for me. Too much weird.
You have no idea.
I'd like to keep it that way.
One piece of advice, or not piece of advice. I require advice if you have it to give. I have ways and I have means and I have connections, as you well know. But if you, the charming and suave and debonair still hands, were to try to retrieve something, and what's the name of the place where they keep the bodies that are not being burned?
Oh,
It's called
like the
something, right?
Well, so are you talking about the place where Amira and Maharib were, or are you talking about something else?
The place where they would take like Yota's body.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you don't know about where Yota's body is because it belongs to the king. Normally, a body that is unclaimed, like if somebody dies, they're taken like home by somebody who knows them, so they can wake up at home, or they're taken to the basilica if nobody knows who they are, or if them and everyone they know are dead. The basilica is the hall of repose. But you might be thinking of the wolf pit, but the wolf pit is the Divine Comedy's like hell prison.
Okay, but that's not okay. So an unclaimed body would go to the basilica, because I thought you made a distinction between bodies that were going to get burned and bodies that
They don't burn bodies here.
or not burned. Excuse me, bodies that are going to be resurrected or whatever, come back to life.
Yeah,
and bodies that for whatever reason aren't. But I guess that wouldn't happen very often, if at all.
wouldn't happen. No,
So,
no.
okay.
A body that doesn't wake up usually gets interred in the hall of repose, so that if in 100 years they wake up, then they're somewhere safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess if knowing that now, I guess I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can
cool.
just wind it back. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
I
that's,
stand
think
up.
That's it.
We have made a deal, and I look at Silhands, because this could very well be the last time I see him.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, you've always been such a good friend to me. And I want you to be as successful as possible. For you had the right read. We may never see each other again. I wish you luck, and I wish you power. And if you can't have that, I wish you a swift death and a swift resurrection with no recollection of who you were before.
And he smiles and he bows and he says, "May the void take all memory of our mistakes, and leave us only with those of our successes."
I grab the glass and I drink what's left of it.
Yeah, you like toast.
Yep. Put it down.
And he leaves to
I'm out.
tend to his business.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so do you return then to the tannery, having gotten that sorted out?
You know, the funny thing is, we never like discuss like how we're gonna
It's
meet
like
up again.
no, it's like in a TV show where people just hang up without actually making any concrete plans, because nobody needs to know the details of that. Like, it'll just happen. Someone will tell you later.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you'll be informed off screen.
Excellent. So, in my educated guess, where would be the most logical place to find Yota? Would it be in the hands of the king?
You are not well educated enough to know the answer to that question.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't
So
know
I'd have
enough
to find-
about the situation, and yeah.
Okay. So I'd have to find someone who would know.
Yeah.
So I know that I know for a fact that the king was looking for, or that was had a relationship with this body. Yes.
Everyone is looking for all of them. You know that much.
Okay.
Especially the Divine Comedy, but like the judges themselves too. You don't really know about Yotazo specifically. You just knew Yotazo was one of them, and that Yotazo's body did not end up at the Basilica and was claimed by the Divine Comedy, and then that's it after that.
Okay. So I will have to seek audience with, oh my fucking God,
I mean, maybe.
I'll have seek
But
audience with
remember, you're-
someone involved with the comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to contact my network of hopefully. I always want to say little birds, but I don't want to steal that. You know,
You'll
my
spiders.
yeah, my spiders, my birds. But I want to get in contact with my informants and have them ask around about the body of this
Okay.
this weird elephant. Like I don't know if elephant's a word that we have, but like this weird creature that was killed by a judge in the courtyard or
Yeah,
whatever.
there's no elephants
Or
in the Court of the
marketplace.
Void. But yeah, okay, you can put the word out, but that's gonna take time, like several cycles for them to like get back to you with information about
Several
that.
cycles.
Yeah, depending on how well like the roll goes, you can give me a
Okay.
time and say how much information do I get in this amount of time, and then you can roll.
How about this? How much do I know about the inner politics of the court of the comedy? Because would I know that the queen and the king are at odds and they want to backstab each other all the time, so I can use that to play them against each other because yada yada yada.
I don't know. Make a history check.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, you know that they're all like rivals, but that's true. That's always been true. That's not new. They help and hate each other varyingly, depending on the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I need more information about Yota and
Yes. Because right now
The
he's just
old-
some
yeah.
outsider. You don't know.
the only way I can get that is from this group of people. So,
Yep.
I will head back to our little safe house
Okay.
and okay. Oh, I'd have to get in contact with the Divine Comedy anyways to get the fucking diviner out to get
Yes.
little action out. Son. of-
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd love to figure out a way to like run it up the chain without having to like speak directly to
You have
the higher
connections with you have connections with the Basilica, and you have your criminal connections. You have no connection to the other, like the court. You don't know anybody you can just go to and like
Okay.
say like, get me in charge. Let me talk to somebody in charge.
but the pit of the
Yeah.
wolf is something that I am not familiar with. Like I know of it, but
I
like,
mean, everybody knows about it, but yeah, it's
Right.
a scary place that you go if you make enemies. You go to the wolf pit if you make enemies of the court. They'll throw you in there.
okay. And the pit of the wolf is owned by the comedy, yeah.
Yes, it's the comedy's like special prison.
So that's where this whole like no point of no return comes in, where I have to
Yes.
like offer them my like everything I know, information about the basilica and shit like that, and then
You'd have to give them something real special to
Yeah.
unbalance things in their favor.
okay. So if I were to like want to start an audience or a bargaining, like get them to the bargaining table,
Mhm.
I'm wondering like how best I would do that.
You'd have to say you have something that they want, and like put out the word that you want to trade it. You're like, I know something. Like I'm a turncoat and I'm willing to like help you get one over on the Basilica.
Okay. I will fuck. I don't even know who I would talk to on the comedy that would actually get it to the right person.
I mean, there's a role, like it happens in the background, but basically you just say,
Okay.
like, I have something, I have secret information about them and
Yeah.
about the Basilica, and I'm willing to trade. Somebody get in touch with me.
Now, would that be a lie or would I actually have stuff?
Oh, you do. I mean, this is your
Okay.
employer, so yeah, you know all
That-
kinds of
okay.
stuff that
That's
if
what I
it fell
thought.
into the hands of the Prince of Dragons or the Divine Comedy would fuck over the Basilica pretty hard because you know secrets.
cool.
Right?
Okay. Then I will do that and make those rules or whatever. I'll get the word out that I
so
have something to trade.
there's two parts to this. One is a persuasion to persuade them to like take you seriously. The other is a stealth roll to hide the fact that you're doing this from the Basilica, because there are other. You're not the only spy for the Void, right? So someone else might hear like, "Uh-oh, one of our agents is a turncoat." So you're gonna make two, and they're both charisma rolls. So charisma and persuasion, then charisma and stealth, which is a weird roll, but that's how it goes.
Okay. So you say charisma. Okay. Persuasion is just straight.
Persuasion is normal. Yep.
Okay. This is my persuasion. 17.
17. Okay.
Okay. And my, you said stealth with charisma?
Yeah, basically. So, do you have stealth trained?
I do. It is.
Okay.
I am proficient.
Okay. So, what is your proficiency bonus?
4.
Okay, and then what is your charisma bonus?
Oh, 5. So it would be a +9.
Yeah. So roll a d20 and just add 9.
Okay. I'll just roll another persuasion because that's +9 anyway.
It's the same. Okay.
14.
Ooh, a 14. All right. So a 17 to convince them that you have secrets, and a 14 to make an attempt to hide such a thing.
Filipov has a good point. If I had inspiration, I would have totally used it on the stealth roll.
Yeah, but you don't.
I didn't.
Okay. I'm rolling something, but you can't see it.
Okay.
I'm rolling it
It's
out.
not
He's
horrible. I mean,
rolling
14 is not
something.
horrible, but it's like it's a 6 or a 5. I rolled a fucking 5.
Okay. All right. So you put word out that there is a traitor in the ranks, and that they are willing to trade information about the Basilica, and you attempt to do so in a way that will not lead immediately and directly back to you. And then you go back to the tannery.
Yep, because what we need to do now is move to another house.
Okay.
We've been at this one way too long, so
All right.
we need to
So you
move to
return.
another safe house. Yeah. Okay, I come back, and it's been a while. I'm not sure how long it's been, but that whole thing took a long time.
Yeah. So when Broken Promises returns, what does she find? What are y'all up to?
If enough time has passed where Amira is back downstairs, I'm probably like trying to teach her common words or common.
Right. So you're
Yeah.
pointing at stuff, and she's like,
Yeah,
saying
it's
what
gotten
each
pretty
thing- okay.
boring to where I'm just like playing I Spy and saying what it is, etc.
yeah, okay.
You see Amira, or excuse me, you see Broken Promises walk in. I trust you didn't get up to any trouble while I was gone.
We were upstairs. I helped a man move a thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what these contraptions are upstairs.
You helped a man move a thing outside of this house?
Yes, he needed help, so I moved it and I came back downstairs. It was a matter of moments.
You all play very frivolously with your own well-being, don't you?
Well, I didn't go upstairs and just start screaming. I went upstairs. I had a small conversation. Then I pushed this block and came back downstairs.
It's fine. It's fine. We're moving anyway.
Great.
But before we do, right outside the door, there's armor that I trust will fit Berg here, and an axe and a shield that hopefully will live up to what you envisioned.
Fantastic.
Good. Very good. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, I have another safe house a little ways from here. But I will let you know that the word is out that I want to speak with the Divine Comedy. And I'm willing to trade inner workings of the master I've served for many, many cycles in order to retrieve your diviner friend. As far as Yotazo goes, or friend, I need to know more about him. He was an outsider. Did not, as far as I know, come back from the dead. Is that right, Remus?
I actually didn't see the body go anywhere because I was down at the time. I'm not really sure.
But when you arose, was he was gone?
The
body
body
was
was gone. Yes. If he died, I didn't even see him go down.
He was a
Do
creature
you-
of great importance. Anyone could see that and could have moved the body.
Do any of you have any contacts inside the Divine Comedy that we could use, that we could speak to, about where they would go with it or what they would do with it? Because I do not.
I know no one here.
Remus, Berg, you know anyone with any information or any tendrils within the Divine Comedy?
I do not personally. I've only been in there but once.
Berg just stays quiet. Like everyone is, he just assumes everyone knows that Berg probably doesn't know have any contacts.
Yeah.
Berg's not much of a talker. He wouldn't know anyone as well. So, what does that mean?
His silence spoke volumes. Trust me. Well, then I will ask you all, what do you think the next step should be and how we find this body?
These rumors of us up above, what is it that they want us for? Did we not die already and pay for whatever our transgressions were to the city, to the court? Or whatever the structure is here?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
What do we owe these people? Why are they looking for us? I don't know if that was ever stated, except for the fact that we're outsiders. Is it purely that?
Well, originally it was because Berg ran through the gate trying to escape the judge without showing his papers.
Right. But papers are easy.
I didn't have papers.
I had papers. You should have come to the farm.
Or does you
Anyways.
look like?
Yeah, turns out perception checks made using hindsight get advantage.
You can just take 20 on those.
Yeah, just go ahead and make that save. Yeah.
If all we need is papers, I acquired those quite easily. Is it not the same for you? I had several on my body when I died. They got taken. Otherwise, we would have solved this.
Well, it's a bigger problem now because they have figured out that we're not of this world.
And now they are wanted. Dead or alive.
See, I just did that. I just didn't sing it out loud because
I know I had to though. I couldn't.
I
It was like
I had to.
it was like not completing shaving a haircut, man. I had to. Like I would have Roger
Steal
Rabbit
horse.
out of this place.
It's fine. It's fine. Yep.
And we kind of caused a big stink getting Yota away from the king.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone
And
in the
you
town
heard about
or
you
the
heard
city
about that. Yeah. There was a big to do at the Divine Comedy itself, but you didn't realize necessarily it was connected.
So you understand now, Maharib, that papers will not solve this problem. Luckily, we don't need them to get out of the city because I've arranged transportation. And that cost me very dear as well, let me tell you. But if we can get out That's all that matters. I still say that this is an unnecessary journey, an unnecessary obstacle.
I personally vote to leave the body, or we will all be bodies ourselves. That's just me.
Are you still obstinate?
I think my head motions towards Berg. Berg, where do you stand with this?
I don't want bad things to happen to Yota. Especially if they bring him back and he's some shell of what he was. But we don't know that that will happen for sure. I didn't know Yota super well. I do know, or think, rather, that he wouldn't want us to risk everything else just for him. Even if it meant he came back in pain. I think.
He was suicidal, you know.
Suicidal?
He wanted to die. In that hallway where I burnt those priests, if I wasn't there, he would have let himself die.
But I don't believe that for a second. You're just trying to.
When
change
you
my
fought
mind.
him, you broke him. You broke him as a person. He was a shattered man. You crushed all his illusions about himself, and he didn't want to hold on anymore.
Jesus Christ,
Good
Ramus.
God.
You're a terrible person. It's so good because you're just
your
trying to.
fault.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, clearly Ramus is just trying to get Maharib to hate.
Right.
It's the like yelling at the dog to drive them into the woods thing, where you're like, yeah, well, you made him suicidal, so shame.
And well,
Damn,
and this
Ramus.
is where Broken Promises chimes up and says, "Is this a person worth saving at all? Doesn't seem like it."
Can I make an insight check, Adam, to see if I'm being manipulated, being lied to, being?
Yeah. So, Dan, like, it's.
Whoops.
It's I don't know if it's a deception check or not. Like you're
He's
sort
not
of
technically
you're
lying.
Yeah, you're
it's
manipulating
prove, yeah.
him.
It's
but you're not
manipulation, yeah.
lying. So
So maybe I don't even
Jesus.
need to make an insight check.
I don't think it's about the role. I think. Okay, here's the thing. Make an insight check, Maharib. Do it with disadvantage, and then I'll tell you. It's not about Ramus's performance or delivery. This is about how you perceive it.
Okay.
So make that check.
Oh, that's a 1. If I have
Disadvantage,
disadvantage,
you got a 1. Okay. So any part of this where we get that Ramus is trying to manipulate you, you don't understand any of that. You hear what Ramus is saying, and you like, you can believe it or whatever, but you don't realize that Ramus is plying you, that he's doing this on purpose to get you to act a certain way.
Sure.
And honestly, like, Ramus, you like, this is what the clergy of the tower does for people. Like, sometimes you get a tough love to get them to let go, right? So yeah, interesting. Even here in the realm of the dead, the tower's shadow can be seen. So yeah, I think Maharib, you miss all of that subtext, and just like what Ramus is saying is true.
Okay. Yeah, Ramus said what he said. Then Broken Promises says why it's not worth saving that type of person. And I think I've kind of like put up a mental block on what Broken Promises is saying because she wasn't there, and I just like straight look at Ramus and, what do you that's not true, Ramus. I might have broke him, but it wasn't his spirit. He was broken physically. I was making him stronger. That was the plan the entire time.
Well, it backfired, but you didn't know what you were doing at the time. You just were trying to teach one lesson, but you ended up breaking the man's soul. It happens. You didn't do it on
Regardless, it
purpose.
doesn't matter. That's not. Just because he was wanting to kill himself doesn't mean we can't make sure that he doesn't live a hellish life here. Does it not? Is that
Well, we
wrong
don't know
to
what
think
happens
that?
to someone that dies here. Who knows? Maybe his soul passed on through the veil. I don't know.
Don't you have some way of finding that out? I know you have.
Yes, but we have to be on the other side for me to do it.
That's true.
If it is truly the
Berg.
impossible task, and I look at broken promises, truly the impossible task, then I understand. But if there's the small chance that we can find his body, I will do it myself and meet you on the outside of the city.
Remus, you are adept at magic arts. I can tell. Do you have a way of finding Yota's body?
I can only find living people, not those that have expired.
Do you have locate object?
Let's see.
Because if you have locate object, a dead body is an object, not a person anymore.
Actually, yes, I could.
Yeah, but the range is fairly limited. But
It's 1,000
could-
feet,
you
but
could-
yeah.
yeah, a body is an object. Yeah.
Yes, if I use lower level magic, I think I could find it.
Well, there it is, the small chance.
Could you do that right now? Or would you need
It
time
doesn't.
to perform the ritual or something?
I can do it nearly instantly, but my connection to my source of power is weak. Doesn't always work, and it's the range of the power isn't very far. Once I was in the building, I could find it, but I couldn't find it in the city. I'd have to know where the building was.
Well, there again, we'd have to know where they took Yota's body, if they took it. Because if they took it to the basilica, well, they wouldn't take it to the basilica.
No.
So if they were going to take it somewhere, they'd take it probably to the stronghold.
Yeah, it's in the comedy for sure. There's no reason for it to be anywhere else.
So if I got you somewhere outside, like the door, would that be close enough?
Yes, I could find it, but again, the chances of this body or thing being unguarded is very low. She seemed obsessed with the thing.
Who did?
Who?
The king. It was her plaything. When he was escaping, she was making all kinds of fuss. She sent magically enthralled people after us to find it, to find him.
Never mind then. This is even more of an idiotic sojourn because she is dangerous and insane.
Sounds like all the more reason that a person like that would bring back Yota or some form of it. Or him.
But what I'm saying is, if it's her plaything, she'll hold it close to herself. And the king is not unguarded. You think the judge was bad? Picture many of them, a group, all protecting the king. I'm good at sneaking. No one's that good.
does seem like a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea, but if it cost everyone their lives, it's not worth it. But I need to make sure that it is that impossible. I have your word, broken promises, that it is a fool's errand.
I will tell you, it's like trying to snatch the eye out of the dragon without the dragon noticing.
Well, I've killed a dragon. Doesn't seem all that hard.
Damn.
Truly, you've killed a dragon.
I kind of like look at the other two with a Blake. I do not lie. Broken promises.
Yes, but did the dragon notice you killing it? That's the question.
Yes. I was in a cage and he was on top of it. I'll tell you the story sometime.
That's what
Use
I'm
a better
saying.
metaphor next time.
I'm saying snatching the eye out of a dragon without them noticing. We cannot go in full force. We will be destroyed immediately. And trying to sneak in is equally suicidal. So I have thrown my hand in, or I've revealed my cards. That's what I want. I want to leave that body behind. Move on without it. Berg, how do you feel?
As much as I'd like to get his body and make sure he's fine in passing on to the next realm or whatever, I do not see us doing that and everything else we need to leave already hard enough. And I don't think what I knew of Yota, he would want that either.
Ramus, do you have anything to add?
I forgive you, if that's what this is about.
I kind of just
What an asshole!
I just stare at
I
Ramus.
love him so much.
I look back over
It's
at the
so
group
good.
and I look back at Ramus. Ramus, if I ever find out that Yota is somehow brought back, or we learn of his torture or anything, I will kill you. Mark my word.
Okay.
Very well. Very well. There we have it. Now, Berg, would you accompany me to the front door? We'll get you fitted with his armor and get Maharib his axe and shield.
Berg nods.
Okay. I leave, and hopefully Berg follows me.
Okay. So as you go, Maharib, Amira says to you, "Well, that was serious. What did everyone decide? What are we doing?"
We're leaving the city, or something. We're not going to get Yota's body. That's all that was decided.
And you're okay with that?
No, but it is a fool's errand. Apparently.
Where you're from, when people die, they don't come back.
That is correct.
Sounds like hell. How do you survive? How does everyone not go mad with the loss?
I think I just don't answer that.
Yeah, right? Because you're like, fuck, I'm trying to deal with some shit, lady. Yeah, I think she just puts her hand on your shoulder and is just like, that's a bummer. I'm sorry. Just like squeezes your shoulder.
Yeah.
So Berg and Broken Promises go outside. Ramus, do you go outside with them to help Berg put on his armor like a big boy?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right. So you go outside, and yeah, as promised, Broken Promises, there is a cart that has been wheeled up with armor in it and what have you left here. So there's like an axe and a shield and a new suit of armor for you, Berg. And I think that as you're putting it on, you see someone approaching. Broken Promises. You see a
And I'm actually
a
like
figure.
I wanted to help fit Berg in his armor and make
Yeah.
sure it's like it's tied on correctly and it's comfortable and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
So you
I like Berg.
you see somebody coming up. You see them across the yard talking to one of the tanner's like workers who points in your direction, and then this cloaked figure starts heading over to you.
Okay, I'm guessing that's my contact for the arrangement I made with Still Hands.
I mean, maybe.
Well, they already looked at me, right?
Yeah, they're on their way over.
Do they have any markings?
You can't really see their face yet. You can just like wait until they get here.
Okay. I walk out in front of Berg. I put my hand like on his chest or solar plexus or whatever. And I say,
Yeah.
this may be expected, but stand ready just in case it's not.
Okay.
He's gonna
So
I walk out to meet them.
So yeah, this person, she comes up and she's a tiefling. You can tell right away, a tiefling of the Fool Inverse's like strain, his personal strain. And she, you can tell she has like basically they tieflings that belong to the Divine Comedy have pale skin on their face that makes them look like stage makeup, like white face basically, and then they have
Pancake
dark
makeup,
yeah, they like, exactly have dark triangles under their eyes and above them. They have like kind of clown makeup. And they move funny. Their bones are like different, and so they have this kind of like weird gait to them. And you notice that as she walks up, she pulls her hood back, and she looks up and smiles at you. And
smile
she
back.
and she says, "Broken promises, I presume."
You may.
My masters have heard that you have useful information for us and would like to meet with you. And she reaches into her, if you don't say anything or do anything, she reaches into her cloak. She takes out a folded piece of paper and she holds it out.
Now, would they have like an official seal or something like that, or or would that even
they
come into
probably
play?
wouldn't they probably wouldn't be doing this officially, no.
Okay, cool. I grab it.
Okay.
Open it in front of her. Take a look.
Yeah, it has an address on it. In one of the like shared districts near the center of the city. Make a history check just on looking at it.
Okay. 7.
You don't recognize what it is. You just recognize the address and know what part of town it's in.
Were you told what was in this letter?
She looks at it and she says,
Oh no, I'm not showing
I'm
it
just-
to her.
"Oh yeah. Okay." She looks at it in your hand, but she
okay.
she says, "Why, milady, I'm just a fool. I don't know anything. If it upsets you, don't kill the messenger." She like winks at you.
Very well.
And
Your
she
task
bows.
is done.
Yeah, big theatrical bow, and she leaves. I guess there would be a time on it as well, right? Like like an hour past cycle, right? And it's not long. It's like in a few hours from now. You can certainly make it, but yeah. So she does this big theatrical bow, and then turns and walks off.
Okay. call to one of the workers if there's any around.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Fetch your master for me. I have a question for him.
And they do.
One question and one statement. The question is, do you know this address? I don't show him the letter or anything. I just say the address.
He shakes his head. Nope. Midtown, I
All
think.
right. And one statement. After my companions and I vacate, tannery is yours again. I relieve you.
He makes a sound that can only be translated as fucking bloody took long enough. Thank goodness. Like, oh, good. I'm finally gonna be free of you.
I appreciate the service, even though you had little choice in the matter. But there's my appreciation all the same. I wish you good fortune. And I turn and I go back to the safe house.
Okay. All right. So if you haven't already, Max, throw some half plate on your own character sheet there.
All right.
You
Yep.
have some new armor, so that's cool.
Let me do that really quickly.
Okay. All right. So
Is it
yeah,
easier to
you
just look it up in the compendium and then drag it.
Yeah.
yeah, you should be able to just open your character sheet, find it, and drag it and drop it.
Was Berg? Were you standing there watching the thing? Like, were you ready to go? Like when I
Yeah.
turn back and okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then once I come back to you, we finish like tying up your armor, making sure it fits. I'll ask you like, is that good? Too tight? That kind of stuff. And then I'll come around to the front to look at you. Thank you for standing watch. Even though it turned out to be nothing, I want you to know that I'm grateful to have you on my side. When I walk in.
On all of our side, we need to work together to get out. Thank you for the armor.
Well spoken, Berg. You have the right of it. All of our side. Down we go. And I walk into the main area where everybody is, and I say, the message has been delivered. There's a time and a place that I will meet with the comedy. I don't know who I'm meeting with. I'm not even sure if it's a real message from the comedy. But I saw one of the Fool in Verses hideous tieflings.
Damn.
And that's hard to fake. So I will be meeting them there at the given time. But we need to move from this place because they know we are here. I have another place. It's in the warehouse area of town where they store things for various businesses. I'll take you there, and then I will meet with them. And Maharib, if there's anything I can do, if I can use what I have bargained for your friend's body, as well as a diviner, I will do it. However, if I can only get the diviner, we must be happy with that. Does that sound fair?
Yes. I appreciate that.
All right. Then we must away. Let's go. Grab all the food you can.
I like in Goliath. Amira will leave and grab the food.
She looks at you. She's like, about that, and is like brushing crumbs off of her tunic. She got hungry.
All the food.
I like look.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that much food in here, and we talked about how she was eating it last time too.
I look back and, oh, all right, we're leaving.
Yeah, she goes and picks up your old sword, this big piece of junk, and like throws it over her shoulder and ties it and grabs her bag, and everybody's grabbing their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So where do you go? Promises, where do you take them?
I just kind of made it up. I'm hoping there's like a district in town where people store like excess stuff, like you know, or basically
Like
like a
this-
storage unit or warehouses.
There aren't really, because the thing that attracts people here is that veins open up in this area more than other places in the world, and there are people that sell their stuff that they find in the veins. They're vein hunters that sell their stuff, and then all the rest of the businesses either tend to the Mara or to the vein hunters themselves. So it's not like there's an industry in this town or like a mine nearby, and so I don't know
Okay.
that like a warehouse like area would be a thing really. But what
Okay.
what were you looking for, like, particularly?
Just like a vacant, a vacant home, a vacant, just a vacant building.
Nothing gets built here that isn't used, because it takes so much time to make it permanent. So you would have to find
Okay.
it would have to be something that either you own yourself or that someone else.
Oh yeah, my
someone
home.
does.
Let's just go to my home. How about that?
Yeah, you can just take them to your house if you want.
Yeah. I got stuff I got to get there anyway.
Let's just go to my house. I got stuff.
I
Yeah.
got stuff. I'm gonna get the gold. Get to get all the void coin that I can and exchange it for gems.
Okay. All right. So you take them back to your house to grab your stuff,
Mhm.
and you realize like time is drawing near, right? That for this meeting, if you're gonna attend.
Mm-hmm. Okay. um. Trying to think. Like I can't get all this shit done at once. Like I can't like go exchange money for gems or anything like that. So I'm just gonna
You
like
gotta pick your things that you want.
fucking forget about it. I guess I'll take all the things of value that I can carry on my person without encumbering me, which is probably
Mhm.
nothing.
Probably not much. Nope. You're very weak.
Yep. Yep.
You could give your coins to somebody else or whatever to take, but yeah.
Well, I'll meet with like someone that knows the still hands is still going to contact us.
Yes.
And
Yeah, don't worry about that. That'll happen when it's ready.
Yeah, and I'll just tell still hands that what was mine is his now.
Yeah, that's fine, and that can all happen off screen.
Okay.
And then are you
and
going to this?
I'll give him
you're just
like
gonna go to this meeting?
you know what I will take? I'll take a paper of all of my like my log of all of my holdings and all of my whether it be properties or contacts or
Yeah.
you know
Deeds and stuff. Yeah.
my black book basically.
It's fine. Yep.
Yep, and I'll head to the place, or I'll actually
Okay.
have to ask where it is.
Are you? Well, I mean, you know where it is, but are you just gonna go by yourself?
I think that would be best. Unless anybody wants to ask me or like say something to me before I leave.
Mahari regards you as the voice of reason in these dealings, so he's not going to suggest that he goes.
What he? Oh, I thought you said he goes. Like I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I just like, yeah, it just lets you do,
Oh, okay.
do your thing.
Okay. Well, if I don't return, you can have everything that's in here. But hopefully I will. So I'll see you in a little while, and then
What
we'll
a-
make our way out of the city.
What are we to do if you don't return?
I leave that in your capable hands. I don't know. Honestly, go live with Bugfucker and be a farmer.
Not the worst life. Good luck.
Fair point. All right. I am away.
Okay. All right. So you head off to that thing. So you head to that neighborhood. Yeah.
Sorry, before I get out, before
Mhm.
I leave, I stand in my doorway. Hold on, let me just make sure of something here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I stand in my doorway, and
Mm-hmm.
you see like just the lightest spark of energy, and then I wipe my hands over my face and into my like over the rest of my body, and
Mm-hmm.
in the polymorph spell,
Okay.
polymorph myself into another like someone I saw at the Still Hands' casino.
Okay. Yeah. So
For the
like
just for the next year.
a gruff warrior with a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. One of the Dragon Prince's knights. Okay. Sure. So you head out and make your way to that part of town. Yeah, there is a you get to this place, and it looks like it is and this is just the sense of humor that the court inverse has. It looks like a basilica, like a shrine. Shrine to the void. It's fallen into some disuse, and you don't see any priests around anywhere. But you now recognize it. You're like, oh, this is why I know this address. It's like a little shrine to the void. Just a small building, maybe like 50 feet to a side at most. Yeah, just like a single room, and you can see that it's a little stone building with two kind of entrances on either side. It sits on the corner, and there's all these other buildings crammed around it, and people have built like up on top of it and stuff, and it's just still sitting here, kind of waiting for petitioners to come and make sacrifices to the void and what have you.
Okay. As this other form, I look around just to see like if there's an ambush. Like I've got my eyes everywhere where like a sniper's arrow would come down or something like that, and I
make
look around. Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Crit.
Nice. Yeah, there's nothing outside that indicates that this is an ambush. Nobody waiting in an alley. No, nothing.
You know why I critted that? Because it's only a bonus of 3. That's why.
Yeah, because you only have a +3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So sufficiently satisfied that I'm not going to get ganked immediately.
Outside.
Is there a place that I could walk within the little chapel or whatever that I could not be seen by someone so I could change back?
Oh yeah, there's like alleys and stuff. This whole place is very ramshackle and all kind of like so. Yeah,
Okay.
We'll see. There's lots of places to hide.
Cool. Then I will discontinue the spell.
Okay.
And go and sit someplace obvious that I could be seen.
Okay, so you go inside.
Yeah. Adam.
Right. So the interior. Yeah.
While he's doing that, I'm back at the place trying to scry on Broken Promises to see what what this meeting is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So talk to me about that. How does that work?
So I linked it in chat.
That's
so I'm gonna
motherfucker overspelled. Jesus Christ.
Scrying is very scrying's very complicated.
So I'm gonna try to scry on Broken Promises, and then if Broken Promises has to make a Wisdom saving throw. And I know them firsthand. I'm surrounded by their possessions, so they'll get a -4 on their roll.
Oh my god. No, so it's not even a -4. Is the thing like I'm gonna roll, but there's a pretty good chance there's like you could find a brush with a piece of hair in it, or like something in Broken. You're in like she made the mistake of letting Ramus Krill into her house. So I don't think there's a roll necessary. I think something little like that, like a body part, lock of hair, bit of like. Oh yeah. So it's a -10 on the save. Yeah. Okay. So Broken Promises make a.
And is there any way I would know that this is happening?
Only I think if you succeed.
Okay.
But I don't think so.
You find her diary too.
I think the only way you can tell is if you can detect invisible objects.
If you can see invisible objects, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
So
what the
wisdom
save
save minus 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeez, one.
Okay, a 1. Yep. Okay. All right. So Ramus, you create an invisible sensor within 10 feet that follows Broken Promises through the streets, and I guess you'd cast it. You'd give it some time to allow her to get there, and then you get 10
Yeah.
minutes of scry time. Okay. All right.
Dude, tell
Now
us
hold
the
on. Would it be
numbers.
confusing? Would it be confusing to you if you started spying on someone like that? You know it's me, but it's not me because I'm like polymorph.
So the spell can't go wrong in that way.
I'm not saying that. I'm
so
saying he would
it might
see me,
yes.
but
No, but what I mean is it would only be confusing for a second because Ramus would know that the spell can't
oh,
target the wrong person, so it must
Okay.
be you.
Okay.
But yeah, so that I was gonna say that's I think the scene that Ramus sees is Broken Promises in the alley. You scry on this like gruff looking samurai type dude, and then the shadow like peels away to reveal Broken Promises beneath. And and then you can follow. So you got about 10 minutes of, and this is hear and sound. And just for our vindication, Ramus, if we could see the invisible sensor, what would it look like?
Wow. I imagine
What is
probably like
yeah?
Can it just be your
I'm like
face, just like following people around creepily? Like,
I would imagine something like a dragon's eye, just like an eyeball. That just that's
Cool.
what I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Yeah. It's like the fucking Eye of Kilrug, right? So it's this,
Yeah.
like
there you go.
dragon eye thing like floating around. Okay. All right. So invisibly, this ominous eye follows Broken Promises into the shrine. Yep. So tell me what you're doing here. Promises. Are you just like walk in? Do you sneak in? What do you want to do? Tell me about the
no.
approach.
If I'm convinced there's no ambush, I will walk in. If there's someone waiting for me, so be it. If there's not, I'll just sit on I'm guessing a pew, something like
So
that.
I'll describe the place to you. So it's vaguely like it's like kind of hexagon shaped or octagon shaped. It's shaped like there's a funny stone shape to this place. The feng shui in it is all weird. It's a little area around the outside, and there are some plants, some like purple flowering plants growing in these pots. And they're called. Maybe you would know this because you're basilica. It's a holy flower. They're like lotus of the void. They're these beautiful black lotuses, and we've seen these flowers lots of times before. Always in connection with the Mara, and we've definitely seen them before, but never in this world. So we see them growing in these pots. There is a golden bowl with a heatless fire burning in it. The whole place has a thin kind of mist hanging over the floor. And then at the back end, there's a big gold mandala in the stone, and then sort of 3 stone stairs that tear down. And then in the middle of those stairs, there's a rug that kind of like runs up it. And then around the mandala, normally there'd be a priest there doing like, prayers or whatever. And then there are like pillows for people to kneel on and to pray for the void, or to pray to have the void ignore you or go away. So when you walk
take
in,
my place on the pillows. Oh, sorry.
yeah. So you actually don't need, when you walk in, you see somebody. There is somebody praying. They're kneeling down on one of these pillows, and you can hear them like muttering to themselves with their hands in front of them. You can't see them. They're wearing a cloak. They have the hood down, and they're wearing like a felt like hat, but you can't see their features.
Okay. I go in and kneel on the pillow next to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say, you said people pray for the void to forget them, or to what now?
So the void is sort of like a fringe religion. Some of them are, especially he whose name serve the void, and the void is kind of like this nameless, unfathomable power that eventually will draw everything into it. It's like the negative version of the fountain, right? It draws everything, all energy eventually is sucked into the void and destroyed, and it will be the only thing remaining at the end of the world when everything is obliterated all at once. People pray to the void to forget things. They pray to the void to be spared its touch in their next reincarnation, like that kind of stuff. But it's still kind of like a weird fringe black hole religion, yeah.
Okay.
And so this
Then I
person,
will.
this person is probably just incanting some kind of like basic prayer to the void.
Okay. I will kneel down
Mhm.
and I will take the prayer position, and I
Mhm.
will say, "And what are you trying to forget?"
And the person turns their head and looks at you, and you see another of these tieflings. It's a man this time. His skin, there's a sort of a divide on his face. Half his face is red, and the other half is white. And on the red side, there's a triangle over his eye in white. And on the white side, there's a triangle upside down over his eye in red. And he's got two sets of horns that kind of grow up out of his forehead and kind of tip the hat back. And he looks over at you and he smiles. He's got these like jagged fangs. And he says, not praying to forget, praying to be spared forgetfulness. I hope to remember this day.
Why is that?
I imagine it's going to be a prosperous one.
Can you see the future?
He shrugs. Future's not that complicated.
Now, is it weird to see someone of the Divine Comedy praying in a temple like this?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they love the world. Like
Mhm.
they think it's like funny and weird, and that's their thing. So yeah, this is a bit strange.
Odd to see a member of the Divine Comedy praying in a place like this, don't you think?
He shrugs and he says, "We thought you might feel a little more at home, comfortable. It's not easy. Turn your back on the life you led, spill your secrets like that.
No, it is not. I
So
do
we
not do
have
this
something you
lightly.
want. We have something you want, and you're willing to stab the basilica in the back for it."
Yes.
He nods, and he stands up, like brushes his pants off, his pantaloons, uh, and uh, and he says, "What do you have to offer?"
I know the inner workings of the basilica. I know things about comings and goings and meetings and plans. Who are you? You're not.
Just just a jester, another fool in an army of fools, but a loyal one. I speak for my masters.
How do I know that? How do I know
He
you're just not? Um.
he reaches up and he pulls his cloak aside, and he has this kind of ornate badge. You remember we were talking before about like sigils and stuff of like
Mhm.
loyalty. This guy has one. He has a sign marking him on his. It's pinned to his cloak. A sign marking him as like an officer of the court. And he smiles.
Very well. I have two things I want if I'm going to give you what I have to give. And if you ask me, you're getting the far, far better end of the deal. I want a body into life. You have a diviner in your midst that you have captured, as rumored to be in the pit of the wolf. Goes by the name of Little Action. Too much talk, too little action, if I'm not mistaken. I want him.
Doesn't sound
her.
familiar to me, but I'm sure that we can dig them up.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is Little Action her or him?
Him.
Okay, so the business and Gun Princess hers. Little Action him. Okay.
Yeah, Gun Princess is her or they, and then business is
Okay.
Yeah, the business is a she.
Okay, cool. I want them. I want Little Action. I also want the body of an outsider that I know that the king has.
If your information is valuable enough, you might be able to arrange something. Tell me, for my own interest, humor me.
No.
He grins. He's like, that's no fun. Secret shame's no good.
This is
Get it
not
out in the
fun.
air.
This is business, not fun.
You see, that's where you Basilica fools are wrong. It's all just a joke. But have it your way, somber Sally. Fine. And you see him, he kind of like blinks, and he makes a face like he doesn't recognize you or know what he's doing here. And he's like, wait, what's going on? And from the shadows around you, from the mist, emerge several figures, all of which you recognize. You see standing all around you, emerging from the mist. You see your old friend Leash, and two of his personal goons. And and they emerge from here, from these shadows, and he looks at you and he's shaking his head, and he looks, and yeah, Ramus, you see it all go bad, and he looks at you, and he says, he's like, oh, broken promises, what a shame. In here I thought you were so loyal, though it is going to be nice to turn your body over and get what's mine, finally. And so this person, this leash snap tight, he is wearing like leather armor. He wears black leather armor. He has like gray skin and black eyes. He's a voidborn. His goons, are people who he has basically hollowed out and who just like follow his orders. And that he's not a sorcerer like you, but he does have like some magical talent. And when the clown sees this, he's like, oh, you've obviously got some kind of thing going on. I'm gonna go. And he starts trying to back away, like out of the room, like, excuse me. Yeah, he's just like, never mind. I'll be going. And and as he backs away, one of the goons steps forward and just slashes him across the throat with her claws, and he like grabs his throat, and there's those blood pouring down over his neck, and he just falls over on the floor. What are you gonna do? Like, Ramus, what do you do? And Broken Promises, what are you gonna do?
Well, I think it's gonna call for initiative.
I think probably yeah. If you're gonna try to run or whatever. Yeah. So let me clear the order, and then we can play that game of like how far away are Ramus and Berg and them, and how many rounds does it take to get here. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll initiative, and I think everybody can at this point if they want, just to keep track of the order of things.
You're gonna have to add me in. I don't have my token, or at least I don't see it.
Yeah. Same.
Me as
Oh, that's
well.
true. Yeah, I can add you. I can add you guys here. I'll
I
bring
don't
your
see my
tokens over.
token, Adam.
That's true. That's true. You don't
Strippin'?
technically exist.
Hello.
It's like the Muppet version of stripping. Okay.
I don't see
There
my
you go.
token, right?
Yeah, there it is. There's our friend. All right, so I'll add you manually. We'll add this cool badass here, and we'll add that lady, and we'll add these nerds, and then I don't have a token for Amira right now, so I will just add her on her own. Okay, so Maharib, you got a 16. Ramus, what do you have in your initiative?
21.
21.
Okay, 21. This pointy boy.
I got a 10.
Yeah, you got a 13. Promises, what did you get?
Oh, I didn't roll yet. Hold on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
16.
Okay, all right. So, Ramus, you are the first to act.
Raymond,
You
did you
s-
say anything to us when you started casting the spell, or are you just like,
You guys can see the mirror, like you can see
Yeah, I
through
don't
it
think he's
too.
hiding it or anything.
oh, okay. Then
Yeah,
maybe,
you
yeah,
can-
we're all standing around.
Oh shit! It was a trap, but not who we thought. It's someone else. I don't know who that is.
How far is this from where we're currently at, Ramus?
I don't know if I had to guess how many chunks of time it was.
Let's
don't
say
know.
you broke time into a discrete number, and then yeah, I don't think we established exactly. What's the
Yeah,
range on
really.
scry? It's like pretty high, right? So that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's like infinite to the target wherever they are on the same plane.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not like across town. 'Cause I feel like.
I mean,
more fun
Ramus
if you guys have a chance.
watched Broken Promise get there, so I would assume if he has some sense of a survival role, it might speed up the process, perhaps, if we track the direct path.
Yeah, like Ramus, if you want to guess, like the fast. Actually, that's a good.
Well,
a
we
good
were all
call,
watching
Ramus.
it,
Based on
actually.
what,
We were all looking at
right,
the poll.
but the scrying didn't start. Well, like when?
Yeah.
I guess Ramus, when did you start scrying? Was it like as soon as she left the
I
house?
think it
Or
was
did you
like-
wait.
Right when she was, I think the timing was right when she was outside walking in, to the place. So like I saw a brief glimpse of the outside.
Mhm.
That's all I can go off of is that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I think in that case, you know where it is, but you'd have to actually get out into the street and run to like figure out how long it's gonna take to get there.
Okay.
So you don't know. So, Ramus, what are you gonna do with your turn? Can you cast things through your scrying orb?
I don't know. It's tricky.
See and yeah, right. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. Is the sentence that I was like wondering about.
I think it depends on the wording of the spell. Like if it has
Yeah,
to come
right?
from me.
As long as you were, yeah, the spell comes from you, but you have line of sight from the scrying sensor. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the spell. Yeah. So there has to be a clear path to it from you, but any spell that says you could like, yeah. See, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Real tricky.
Yeah, because it says you always need a clear path. So if you were like far away and yeah, the spell originates from you. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably what it is. I think you have to actually be there, unless you have spells
Yeah,
that only require like seeing. Yeah. Okay. So you got to be there. What are you gonna do? Take off running, or you hang out and watch from here?
I think I tell them that we have to go. We have to save her. She's our only hope to get out of here.
It's true. You do kind of need her.
I guess we take off running down the street in that direction.
Okay, you're just like, I gotta go. You just burst out there and just run for it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, you set off running through the streets. Okay. So I think that these two, they're gonna hold their action. They back off and like cover the door and like hiss at you, like clearly saying like you're not getting out this way. And then they hold their action. Broken promises. What do you want to do?
One quick question. With
Yes.
Twin Spell, the meta magic Twin Spell,
Yes.
it says you can spend a number of sorcery points equal to spell's level to target a second creature in range with the same spell.
Yes.
Does that specifically mean you can't target the same creature with the spell?
Correct. It is a second creature.
Okay.
I believe
Just
that
making
is the intention of Twin Spells. It adds another target that I believe has to be a different target.
Okay. Then I will this is another thing. It's been a while since I first met up with those with Berg and Ramus. Like in the hall or in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Has it been at least one cycle is what I'm asking. I think it probably has. Been a lot of hours.
Since
You're
oh, like
asking
in
if you
terms of like
slept?
slots and stuff?
In terms of not only slots, but in terms of item use, magic item use.
You have taken a short rest, but not a long rest.
Not long rest. It says next dawn is what it specifically says on the cape.
Right. So what's funny is this magic item will work slightly less well in the real world because days are longer. No, it'd be the other way around because it'd be 30 days because a day is 2 cycles. No, it hasn't been 30 hours.
It hasn't been 30 hours since I met them for the first time.
It has not. No.
Okay then. Then I will. Let me see here. I will spend 2 sorcery points, and I will cast. I probably have. I would imagine like I have at least like a little brooch or a little like something on me that's like
You get your
jewelry-ish.
You get your arcane spellcasting focus or whatever.
There you go. Perfect.
Thing.
I will do that, and I will centered on that. I will cast darkness, and if I spend 2 sorcery points, I can see through it, but no one else can.
Okay.
And not even. I mean, not unless it's like a magical means. Dark vision can't see through it.
Okay. And what's the radius
is
on darkness?
15-foot radius, so a 30-foot circle.
So 30-foot circle. Okay.
Yep.
Let me find a darkness orb or cloud or whatever to drop on here.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. And we'll make it. Radius so I can actually see it. Okay, and it's like let's see, 15 feet from the center, or yeah, 15 out from the center, so it's gonna be a little smaller than that.
Don't worry, broken promises will be there soon, ish, kind of.
Let me see here. Okay, that's how big the sphere of darkness is. Where would you like to place it?
On me, centered on me.
Womp. Okay.
Yep. Just like that. So immediately I just go, and this darkness envelops me, so no one can see me. And then I will as my bonus action.
Yeah.
I will summon the Hound of Ill Omen and make it sick leash.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Let me just put that out here.
Okay, and the darkness moves with you. Okay, cool.
Yep, it stays on the object.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. Hold on, is darkness concentration? I don't think so. Oh, it is concentration. Yes, up to 10 minutes concentration. Yep. Okay. 10 minutes. And then I will move. Let me see here. I got 30 feet. Which way's the exit or the entrance that I came in?
There's 2.
South or west? Oh, there's 2 of them.
right here and here.
Okay. Then I will.
So where are you summoning the hound?
I'm summoning it at the. Well, actually, you know what? I'll summon it on the guy that's in my way. So this guy right here. Wait, yeah, that guy. Yep. Perfect. So I'll summon it on him, and I will move my 30 feet, which is like right now. If he's in darkness, does he get an attack of opportunity?
He has to be able to see you.
Okay, cool. So then I
But
will
also,
like move.
The hound can't see in your magical darkness either. Because it's magic darkness. Like it specifically says that dark vision doesn't help, and unless there's a thing for Hound of Ill Omen that says like it can see inside darkness spells.
But I thought hounds like would like smell, like they would use their sense of smell to like attack things or not.
You have to be able to see to make an attack of opportunity, and it knows where its target is, but it'll have disadvantage for attacking.
Well, that's fine. I just want to keep it. I'll keep that dude occupied while I am like
Sure.
moving out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I will take my movement if that's okay, and I'll move over here. Boop. Towards the dough. And the darkness comes with me. I don't know how to drag it.
Okay. There you go. All right, so you run for the door. And you end your turn like right out the door. Because it's actually a little further back from here. Okay. All right. So I didn't add them here. I should have on here. Okay. So let's see what this guy's got going on. All right. So Buddy here. Yeah, he's going to attempt to dispel your darkness. So let's take a look at Dispel Magic. So he starts to chant, and he holds his hands up, and shadows weave around his fingers. And I think there's a saving throw here that needs to be made. Let's take a look. What is the spell? What's Darkness's spell level?
Spell level 2.
Okay. All right. So let me make a note here. Dispel Magic is level 3. Okay. All right, so let's roll. It's DC is DC 12, and his spell casting ability is he's got a plus. So oh, it's too low to get a save because it's level 2. Yeah, 4th level or higher, make a check. Okay, so he uses his turn to dispel the cloud of darkness. So as you get to the door, the cloud like blows away, and he uses his turn to make a move towards you, and he says, and I think he's hovering because he's a piece of shit, and that's a thing he can do. So he lifts up off the ground, and he just is like floating towards you with his hands out, and he siphons up the shadows of your spell. And he grins, and he says, "Oh, it's not going to be that easy." As he floats
and I look
towards
right
you.
back at him, and I just say, "I hoped it wouldn't be."
Yeah. All right. So Berg, Ramus saw this happening in the bowl and was like, "We gotta get out of here!" and like runs off to help. I presume you do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get everybody's movement rate here. So Berg, your movement rate is higher than everyone else's, right?
It's 40. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 40. Okay, and everybody else is 30. So I have a number of feet.
I'm
you
a
have
little
to
fast
travel.
boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're Berg, and so you're double moving every turn.
Yep.
Which means you're moving 80 a turn. So okay, divided by 80. Okay, I know when Berg will arrive.
That's pretty fast. 80 feet in 6 seconds, and that's
80 feet in 6 seconds. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, man.
If you're like a Tabaxi monk with like even without magic, like you can fucking rip it in 6 seconds. You can go real fast. And then okay, same amount divided by everybody else moves 60 in a turn. Perfect. Okay, great. All right, Berg. So you run and you run out and you run past Ramus. But then you're like, Ramus, where are we going? So like, as long as Ramus is kind of behind you, like shouting directions, you're okay.
Yeah.
Amira does the same. She's like, shit, action, and she grabs her like spear and looks at you, Maharib, like, come on, let's go, and she runs outside.
Yep.
And so everybody is, you're all fucking just giving her. You're all on your way. Cool. Okay, so I wanted to give it a full round to just kind of set everything up. But obviously we don't have time to do the whole fight, so let's put a pin in the battle here.
Oh
and we
God,
can come back.
It's time now. It's time.
I know it's time, and so we can find out next time.
I had so
We
many
can-
great things to tell you.
I know. We can find out next time what happens. Yep. Yeah. If you have the clip available, go ahead and play that JoJo music because here's where we're at.
All right. Well, let's we'll do some goals. XP and then new goals after shoutouts.
That's
So
right.
think about them during shoutouts. And to start us off, Zeke, do some shoutouts for us.
You betcha. Oh man, thank you for watching this show every week. If you're here every week or whatever, but if you're just here today, thank you for watching for the first time. Grateful to be a part of this group. I'm so excited every Tuesday comes around. I'm just abuzz with excitement. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III. I will be on Drop Frames tomorrow, as always, and then after that, I will be on Table Stories Nocturne. If you want to check that out, gritty, goofy, or gritty, spooky, suspenseful, timey-wimey show that appears or that plays an hour after Drop Frames is over. But you can find that on twitch.tv/tablestory. If you want to find me, I will be on live noon Pacific on Thursday with game title missing. I have no idea what I'm going to play. Maybe Katana Zero. I don't know. But thank you to Max, Dan, JP, and Adam for doing this with me every week. I love it.
Cool. Thanks for being here. DansGaming. Do some shoutouts.
Hi, I'm DansGaming, variety streamer on Twitch. Another fun episode today. I can't wait to finish the battle next week. I'm a variety streamer. Don't know what I'm playing tomorrow. I'm kind of bounce around games, but getting excited for E3, which is starting in a little over a week and a half, and can't wait to see what E3 comes up with. Thanks for having the show, and can't wait for next week.
You gonna be playing that Path of Exile next Friday?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. That makes me good. Yeah. Max, do some shoutouts.
Hello, my name is Max, otherwise known as GassyMexican. I'm also a variety streamer on Twitch. It always sounds so repetitive. Yeah, good show today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Berg coming in, hopefully clutch to save the day, or at least help save the day. I knew that shit was gonna happen. As soon as the question was posed, like, or anybody coming with me? I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my stuff if you want to. I stream on Twitch, put up some stuff on YouTube. All my stuff is under GassyMexican. I'm going to be streaming later tonight some Conqueror's Blade, which is kind of like an interesting looking mix of Dynasty Warrior combat, MMO stuff. I'm going to check that out. So if you want to check that out, keep an eye on the Twitter and I'll be live later. Thanks for watching, guys.
Cool. Thanks for being here. Last but not least, Adam, some shout outs.
That's me. Thanks for coming, everybody. These kind of episodes are interesting because they're so like there was a lot of Zeke's new character in this, which is cool because it's a new character. We don't know them very well yet, so it's kind of neat to get to see that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the post show. But thank you for coming and for watching, and thanks to the cast for making it such a good episode. You can find me on Twitter at Skinnyghost or twitch.tv/AdamKoble. I do a lot of like extra content for the role play shows, for the other RPG stuff that I do on my channel. I play video games occasionally. You're gonna see me next time tomorrow morning on twitch.tv/DND with my ongoing Magic the Gathering themed D&D game, Jace Bellerin Must Die. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Otherwise, you'll see me again right here for more of this business next week. And I'm gonna go and do the community thread while we get finished up here.
Cool. Well, you're gonna have to multitask because we gotta do some.
I know, I
XP.
can do it. I am capable.
Okay.
So let's look at the XP here. So Ramus, you worked on, but ultimately chose not to rescue Little Action. Do you think you can trust Broken Promises or not?
I think I can because of the scry that she did exactly what she said she was going to do to the
Yeah.
clown that she thought it was a clown.
Man, Ramus was in top form today. Like, just such a huge fucking douchebag. What level are you, Ramus? You level 12 or 13?
13.
13. Okay, let me see how much that's worth to you. So you get math, whatever 50 times 13 is.
650.
650.
That's
Yeah, so you get 650 for working on rescuing Little Action. And then figuring out if you can trust Broken Promises is worth 2,200. So Ramus, 2,200 plus 650. Okay. Cool. All right. And then Broken Promises. The first one, I guess, we have to ask Berg. Berg,
Yeah.
Did Broken Promises earn your trust?
It's okay. It's okay to say no. I love working on that. That's I had so much fun like connecting with Berg a little bit.
I think worked on. I want to say earn trust, but it was definitely a really good step with the armor. But there's
Takes
still
more than
like,
buying you fancy
yeah,
armor to earn your
yeah.
trust.
I think that's fair to say.
Okay.
Good.
So you worked on that one. You worked on
Yep.
leading everybody out of the city. So that's 2 worked on. You're level 12, right?
Yep. So it's 1,200.
Promises? It's 1,200. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. Broken Promises, 1,200. Okay. Cool. All right. And then Berg, you worked on escaping the void. You got your new armor, and you worked on rescuing Little Action. You are level 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 1,300 for those two, and then another 2,200. So you got 3,500 experience, 3,500.
Nice.
All right, so 3,500 for you. And then Mahrib.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you figured out why Amira is being weird?
I mean, unless there's some other ulterior motive or some other motives that I don't know besides the sword. You did make me have a roll for it, and I did succeed, I think. on that.
Yeah, I do. I think, okay, so here's the question then. Let's rephrase that. Let's not make it about the universal understanding of whether or not you know. Is Maharib convinced that he understands why Amira is being weird?
Yeah, I think he's a very face value person, so if
Right.
she says it's the sword, it's the sword. And that's why she was weird. Like, she confessed to it.
All right. And so I think as players, we can say it's more than that, but Maharib figured it out.
Right.
And then you worked on escaping the void, and you worked really hard on collecting Yota's remains.
I worked about as hard as possible on it, so.
Yeah, you did everything you
I
could
threatened
aside
to
from
kill
like
a party member over it, so.
Yeah, you're like,
mean,
I want to do it. You tried really fucking hard, and I appreciate that. All right,
Yeah.
so that's working on both of your other goals. So for Maharib, 3,400 this time around. I think congratulations are in order because if I'm not mistaken, Berg, you got the most experience today. Congratulations.
Yeah, I did it.
Whoa!
we're very proud of you, Berg.
Whoa! World first.
So, for the next session, what's everybody's goals? Let's talk about it. And do they involve killing this weird shadow vampire? Ramus, what do you want your goals to be for next time?
Rescue Little Action will stay. Escape the necropolis and find the vein.
Okay, escape the necropolis. Ooh, the necropolis. That's even cooler.
Necropolis,
Okay. Fuck the necropolis. All right, and then the other one was find the aorta vein.
Yeah.
Coming straight from the underground. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, except the next line you'd have to change it to green, and then so you'd have to go back and change the whatever. If somebody wants to do a fuck the police, but in Berg's honor, please do it.
Yeah. pretty good.
Okay, so find the aorta claim, rescue Little Action, and escape the necropolis. All right, broken promises. What do you want to do?
Okay. So I'm going to leave out. I had to doff one, and I'm going to leave out Ernberg's trust because I'll
You gotta live.
maybe I'll make that something later. But
Mhm.
the reason why I did that is because I want to lead us safely out of the city is still the goal. Make the deal for little action,
Okay.
and then because they're two different things, make the deal for Yotazo's body.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good.
I mean, they can both be accomplished at once,
They
but
can be, yeah,
one's more
but
difficult.
they can also be different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Berg.
Mine is escape the void still, save broken promises, and rescue little action.
Hell yeah. Good barbarian goals. I feel really bad for anyone, JP included, who missed the bullshit that Max and Zeke and I were up to before the episode. We spent like a good 10 minutes making really dumb "you might be a barbarian" jokes, and I feel bad that content was just lost. Just
Yeah.
lost into space. We were being really stupid, and it was great.
Yeah, it was
All
fun.
right, so save broken promises, escape the void, rescue little action. Good. Okay. All right, Maharib, what would you like your goals to be?
We'll keep Escape the Void. I was ready to write off Collect Yoda's Remains, but if Zeke's making it a goal of his, then I will keep it on the.
You convinced me, man. If I can do 2 for 1, I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll try. I mean, I'll keep it up there. And then the third one will be to save Broken Promises.
Okay. Nice. All right, cool. So fairly straightforward. Not too
How
much. of a
about
change,
how
but
about
some-
help? Broken promise. I don't need saving.
That's not what
Yep,
Maharib
need
thinks.
saving.
Rescue the Broken Promise.
You
Yeah.
fucking God, shut up.
me
Damsel
rephrase
in
mine as
Rescue
well.
this
distress.
pathetic loser who definitely needs our help. What a moron who
Save
fell into this
the
situation.
pathetically vulnerable.
Good.
Oh, God.
I don't think. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna leave twice in one show, but I think I'm fucking done with it.
All right, that's it, everybody.
All right. That's it. Cool.
Thanks for coming.
We will see you guys next week. We're going to go record that post show for Patreon over at patreon.com/roleplay. We'll get that posted up later tonight. We're out of here, though. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.